Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. I hope you all had a good weekend. Um, I am going to talk to you a little bit today about some book work, and then I'm going to talk to you about another platform that I would like everyone to join. Um, First, I would like to say that I hope that you found the video on cause and effect interesting and that you were able to do some of the work. If you did do some of the work for that, please send it to me so that I can see what you did. I can give you some feedback. Like I said, you can text it to me or post it on Facebook. Um, Thank you to all of you who have been doing work on my English lab. I really appreciate that. I think it's really important to say that we need to be doing work on platforms that can keep track of how much time you spend on them. So for my English lab, I can see how long you were on the program. It'll say like name, and then it'll say this person's worked for 12 hours or whatever over the semester. In order to keep our classes going, online, we need to get hours from you to record for the state. So my English lab is the first one, and some of you use it, some of you don't. So please try to use it. I know it's hard to use on your phone, but any time that you spend on it is better than none. Also, I sent you all an email about a new platform called No Red Ink. It's about writing and grammar, and I assigned a little test that you can take for me to know like where everybody's level is. And then I have a quick write where you can just write a paragraph about what you've been doing over the past couple of weeks, okay? So please join that, because if you join the classroom, which is the link that I sent to all of you, I can keep track of how much time you're spending on your learning, so that we can keep the class going. Because I think it's really important, if we're all going to be stuck at home, that we have some things that we can, do to kind of pass the time, and that way you get to practice English, but you can do it whatever time works best for you. So please try to use my English lab, and please follow the link for No Red Ink so that we can start practicing some grammar and some writing online, okay? All right, so I'm gonna share my screen now. And hold on, it needs to go away. This is No Red Ink. And this is our assignments that we have here for the Mikasa ESL Spring 2020 class. So it's just a quick write that I labeled quarantine. It's about what you've been doing. And then this is just a diagnostic. It lets me know what you already know, what might be good to work on. So please do this. I have it due April 4th, which is 2 weeks from now, because next week is technically spring break. I'm not sure if I'm gonna post stuff or not, so this will give you 2 weeks to do the quick write and the diagnostic, okay? So if we look at the text for today, if you could open to page 95. Ooh, save those works. Yes. So we're going to talk a little bit about modals. We talked a little bit about modals before, but modals have lots of different, they have many different functions. So the modals we're going to talk about today are modals of possibility and conclusion. So let's look at this chart here. It starts with the positive statements on the left and the negative ones on the right. So if you see, the modals they're talking about today are may, might, could, and must. So they may have a problem. There's a possibility that they have a problem. Hold on. Whew. Excuse me. She may not know how to solve the problem. There's a possibility that she does not know how to solve the problem. Karen, hey, Karen might want to talk to the dean. The dean might not want to talk to Karen. That's fair. She could be at a different meeting. It couldn't be a very important meeting. Arnold must work with Ben and Rochelle. Karen must not be happy about the gossip. She can't be at lunch, it's too early. Okay, so may, might, could, and must. And then the negatives of those, you just add not. The only one that you can contract is could, so couldn't. May not and might not have to be written out. Must not, there are people that say mustn't, but I don't think most people say that. So just say must not. And then we have can't here, and we all know can. We use can all the time as a modal. So can't and couldn't can be condensed. They can be a contraction, but may not, might not, and must not have to be separate. Okay. So if we look at the practice here, there's an exercise, exercise A and exercise B. They are, you circle the correct answer for A, you write in the sentence for B. They give you an example for number 1 in both exercises. So what I recommend that you do is you do these by yourself, and then you can take a picture of it and post it to the Facebook group, or you can send it to me in a text. Either one would work. You can send it to me in an email too if you want, but it'll just give you a little time to practice using these correctly in a sentence. Okay. Then at the bottom here, this is normally a thing you would do in pairs, but it says write 4 situations. Take turns drawing conclusions about each other's situation. So this is an example. Somebody wrote down the situation. A very large package is delivered to our classroom. So since we're talking about modals of possibility, we are going to think about what this very large package could possibly be, right? So the responses are, our teacher can't lift it. It must be heavy. It might be a new desk, right? These are all guesses that we have that we're able to use modals of possibility with to show that we're kind of guessing at what this might be, okay? So I want you to think of a situation and then draw conclusions about that situation. So say I said, somebody rang the doorbell. Somebody rang the doorbell. I could say, it must be my Chinese food, or it might be the mailman. My cat can't answer the door. So think of a situation and then think of conclusions that you could draw based on that situation. So the situation does not contain the modal. What contains the modal are all the conclusions that you're drawing based on that situation, okay? So like I said, this here is the situation, okay? This does not contain the modal. What contains modals are your conclusions that you're drawing about the situation, okay? So as practice, I recommend that you think up a situation. You could do even more than one if you would like, and then come up with some conclusions about that situation, okay? I'm also going to include a link um, for a website that talks a little bit about the different types of modals, what we just did. It gives more examples. And then at the end, there are 3 modal verbs for possibility tests, and they're each 10 questions each. So that would be a good place for you to practice some of your modal verbs of possibility. So I recommend that you do these as well for practice. In my English lab, so we're currently in Unit 7, then makes a difference. If we look at Lesson 4 and Lesson 5, those both deal with modals of possibility. So I would recommend, if you're going to do my English lab and you're trying to figure out which one to do, I recommend, I recommend that you do all of the activities for lesson 4 and all of the activities for lesson 5, because that'll just give you a little more practice with those modals. And on No Red Ink, we're going to be talking a lot more about grammar and writing. So I'm sure there'll be a point in No Red Ink where we will come back to talking about modals, since there's so many different types of modals. So recap. Make sure you're on page 95 and you're doing your practice on modals of possibility. I'll send that link for the extra information as well as the online test that you can take. In my English lab, do lesson 4 and 5 of Unit 7. And then please join the Red Ink classroom that I've created so that we can record your hours on my English lab and No Red Ink so that we can keep these classes going, because we really want to make sure that you have access to this stuff while you're stuck at home. So please join. And yeah, I hope to hear from all of you. If you want to just talk on the phone for a couple minutes, if it's hard for you to do any of this work online, but you would still like to talk, please give me a call. You can text me. You can leave me a message on Facebook. There's lots of ways you can contact me. So please don't hesitate to do that, okay? So I hope you have fun learning about modals. And I hope to see you on No Red Ink. And I will talk to you all again on Wednesday. All right. Have a good day. Enjoy your week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Ah.